Till death do us part. That is what most of us say when we exchange our vows to the people we thought we would spend the rest of our lives with. But life happens. And what do you do when it happens? Today, I am joined by a special lady who's going to share with us her story about how her marriage was cut short. Righteous, welcome to Yana Conversations.
Hi, Mararo. Thanks for the invite. This is beautiful. I feel so blessed to be here.
No, thank you. I feel blessed to have you on my channel, and I hope that we're going to have a good conversation, and we're going to let our viewers know what happened to you and how you were able to step out and step up from everything that you've been through. So I know you. I've listened to you. I've listened to your story. I've watched your YouTube channel as well. But I want you to just, give us a background. Who are you? Where are you from?
Okay. Thanks again for the opportunity. My name is Righteous Chawana. I'm from Bushbuck Ridge. I'm the first daughter of Dr. Ray and Pastor Precious Chawana. So we happen to be 5. Righteous, Outreach, Miracle, Conquer, and Conquer.
Wow, that's interesting. We also PK. 5 at home as well.
PK to PK.
Yes.
I heard some saying I'm very blessed to be part of this program. I'm a town planner by profession. I'm 33 years and I'm saved.
Amen.
I'm born again.
Amen.
I love God. That is not compromised. And as you know how life is being besides being a pastor's kid, I got saved when I was young because I could see the value and the importance of serving Christ. Not because my parents enforced me to it, but it was the decision I've made.
Yeah.
So I grew up being that church girl.
Yeah.
Very focused and committed in the works of God.
Yeah.
And being principled like that. So I looked after myself until 30. Yeah, I had relationships here and there, which didn't work. And, some guys don't understand the principle of sex before marriage.
Yeah.
So with me, I was strict on that.
Yeah.
And God, being God in 2001, I was still a little girl, 14. Then I met this guy in a youth conference. Okay.
Before you tell us your story, because I know we're going to your story.
Okay.
So I know you went through a lot. And the reason we're actually sitting here today to have a conversation is because God helped you when everything was falling apart. He kept you together when everything was falling apart. And I want you to tell our viewers, how actually, before we go anywhere, I want you to tell them how you met the man that you got married to and what made you decide to marry him.
So like I was saying, we met when I was 14 years in 2001. I was young and I had planned my life in a certain way. I want to be in a serious relationship at this age. So then we met in church and you know how it is when you're still young. So the first time this guy saw me, when he tells me is that he knew that I'm the one for him.
Okay.
And from there he started pursuing me, but I was focused. I wanted to finish my studies. My life was planned in a certain way. I didn't want distraction. So how did I know he was the one?
Yeah. Because from what you've just said now, when he says to you, you are the one. I'm sure that's something that every girl wants to hear,
Yeah,
so was that the determining factor for you?
No.
Okay.
So life progressed until I was 30.
Yeah.
No, 29.
Yeah.
Meeting different guys who did not fit in. Then we happened to reconnect in 2012.
Yeah.
And from there we became very close friends, when you talk about everything. And it still reminds you, now is from 40, now I'm 25.
Yeah.
It still reminds you how he would make you his wife if you can get the opportunity.
Yeah.
And he still cares about you.
Yeah.
Then there's this saying I've heard. Most people say that it's better you marry a man who loves you most.
Yeah.
I don't know how true that is.
Yeah.
Because it didn't work for me. So I don't think it's true. I believe that you need to marry a man who loves God more.
Yeah.
Because if he loves God more, he would know how to love.
Yeah.
So that's where I missed it. I married him because I believed he
loved you more.
Yeah.
And
I ignored the fact that you need to marry somebody who's submitting to God. So it's easy for you to submit to him.
So the basis of you marrying him was
Pressure.
he loves you more.
Yes.
Pressure from who?
From the society. I was already 29.
Yeah.
My sister was after me. She was in a relationship for long then. And I don't know, I normally say that probably it's biblical, like the story of, is it Leah and Rachel, that he had to work, was it Jacob who had to work for 7 years? Yeah, so it's biblical that the older one should get married before this younger sibling. So I was under that pressure that I'm delaying my sister. Not that they were forcing me at home, but at the back of my mind, I'm thinking she wants to do things, and probably my parents might not allow, though they would. But at the back of my mind, I just thought
you should also get married. Yeah, I think because
her, you know?
I'm thinking you said that society, you get the pressure from society. But also sometimes I feel like we also put the pressure on ourselves. Not that anybody is coming to say, it's time, you need to get married. But we also put ourselves under that pressure to say, oh, my younger sister's getting married. Maybe I should also get married. Or what are people going to say? You know, we put that pressure on ourselves. So was it the same for you as well?
Yeah, I think I experienced that a lot. Like when you're being church, you'll be like, you're now 28, 27. When are we having the celebration? And now when you're sitting alone, there's no boyfriend. Not because they're not coming, but you don't meet that person who fits like your prayer points. You know, there are things that
you've prayed for.
You've prayed for, and they're important.
Did you make a list?
I had a list. I had a list.
Yeah.
So, he came, this man, and he showed me love. I don't want to lie. He showed me love, and it was real and very genuine. And I believe that because he loved me most, it will be our marriage will flourish. You know?
Did you love him though? Because I feel like it's more of he loves me.
I fell in love.
Okay. As time
progressed.
Yeah.
It was not there in the beginning, you know?
Yeah.
When you meet somebody, I didn't have that.
Yeah.
But because of the way he loved me, he made it easy for me to love him. You know, they say it's easy for women to what is the word? To
reciprocate. Yeah.
So it was easy for me in that way.
Yeah.
And he did things right, man. He did things right. And shout out to him wherever you are. Thank you for making me the person I am today.
Yes.
You helped me to discover my purpose. So he did things right. I mean, this man, I've never mentioned in all the programs that I've been doing, even in my channel, that this man came to pay lobola. Once off, he had a meeting with my dad, and they spoke, and my dad suggested the amount he wanted, and he was like, no, it's fine, bruh, man of God. Because of the person that you are giving to me, I want to give you this much. You know how much he paid for me? 60,000.
Wow.
Once off.
So he was definitely ready to marry you.
And I remember on the day of lobola, they were just the families, you know, some families would say that you don't pay lobola at once.
At once, yeah.
You must leave the small amount.
Yeah.
So the way he was so committed to having me, he asked for a wedding date. They came with 55 grand, and he asked for a wedding date. My dad was like, that was not the agreement I had with my son-in-law. Yeah. So I'm not gonna give him a wedding date until he finishes the lobola. It was a Saturday. Right, he had to go look for a bank to transfer the remaining 5,000 just to get the wedding date.
But he did it.
He did it, and we got a wedding date. After that, he bought a ring worth 40,000. I'm saying this for the first time again. Sorry. 40,000. Okay. Yeah. That's how serious this person was. You know?
So he was really committed to you.
He was really committed to you. Hence I say that when you marry somebody, it's important that you stay on your knees.
Yeah.
Because the devil is roaming around looking for somebody to devour. Yeah. If the other party is strong, he will try the other party, you know? So the thing is...
So who was tried here?
When I got married to my husband, he just got saved.
Okay.
Maybe we should have waited. Yeah. Before, because we dated for.
Do you think that would have made a difference though?
I don't know. I don't know. Only God knows. Yeah. But at the end of it all, I believe this was all God planned. I would be here. Even if it was not him, I would be here today speaking my story, because a lot of things happened in my life that I did not recognize the gifts, you know. God has called me to heal souls. So I needed to feel it. You know, like Paul, he had to be hit by lightning for him to discover what God wants to do with him. So some of the things, you have to feel the pain so that when you spread the message across, it hits hard, you know.
Because it's coming from a place of experience.
Yeah, you see. So that is, I think I can say him or me, whoever who got tried, but it would have happened in any case. So yeah, man, I married that man, and unfortunately, the devil was, when we were sleeping, before this whole thing happened, before the wedding. It was not supposed to happen.
What do you mean this thing happened?
Before the wedding, after the engagement. Yeah. That's where the dilemma, the drama began. Okay. He lost interest. Okay. The person who loved me since I was 14, after he paid lobola, he surprised me with an engagement. Just after that, the dilemma began. This man is no more interested. Yeah. And I'm thinking, they normally say before your big day, that's where you get to be tried, you face trials and tribulations. So I kept praying and believing. We had a meeting at home. That's when my dad proposed, why don't you postpone till you guys are fine?
So when things changed, what was changing? What changed?
Would fight, man, would fight. I married my husband with 2 kids.
And he had 2 kids?
Yes, he was honest to me about it. And I loved him, and I accepted the kids, and I accepted to raise the kids with him. So from there, that's how it began, the issue of fighting. He just changed and be like, you don't like my kids. You hate my kids.
Out of nowhere.
And, you know, I was so fond of those kids. And it's one thing that the divorce itself, I had to deal with divorcing the person and the kids.
And the kids as well.
Because I had, you know, the attachment. Yeah. And the reason most people love asking, why is it that I came out without a child or whatever? I planned on my own that they normally say that, you, when you have your own, you get attached to your child, and now you start neglecting even your own husband. Yeah. So I planned that I want them to get used to me, attached to me, trust me, love me, before I bring in my own. Yeah. So that they know that this is one of their own, you know? Yeah. That is the plan. Not to be, I just planned it in that way, that I want these kids to get used to me in that way, know that I'm their mother. Yeah. You know? We had a relationship. I didn't want them to take me as their stepmother. I wanted them to know that
your heart was in the right place.
Yes. I programmed my mind. This is what I'm doing. I'm getting in, and he's got kids. I love him with the kids, you know? So, yeah, it was something that I thought thoroughly and decided that this is what I'm doing. Nobody forced me to it. You know, I prayed about it, and I had doubts myself as well.
Those doubts, are they before you got?
Just after the lobola and after when everything now was changing. Yeah. You know, but already the wedding cards were out.
Yeah. So were you doubting because of how he changed, or where did the doubt come from?
It looked like I was setting myself up for danger. And after my dad spoke to me 3 times about it, this is not going to work. He told me 3 times, but...
Okay, so like I resonate so much with your story, like everything you shared. I feel like you're telling me my own story, you know, because it happened exactly how yours happened as well. But I want to understand, so when your dad said, this is not going to work, was it also because he saw the treatment that he was giving you? Like, I want to understand, why did your dad change his mind about him?
The very first time when we started dating, my guy asked me to go speak to them. Okay. Just the very first time. Sorry. And that very first meeting, my parents were very open with me, very open to say, look at this, look at that.
Yeah.
I remember that meeting very well.
Yeah.
But they could see I was excited. It was still new. I was just this, I was over the moon, and life is still new. So I just thought they're bluffing. They don't know these people. I mean, they're telling me the things that they used to do 30 years ago. Things have changed.
Yeah.
The world has evolved. But they said valid points that when I look back
now,
I'm like, I should have listened. After but they left. They didn't enforce me into what they were saying. They were just, they advise. My parents I appreciate because they advise. They don't make decisions.
Then they let you make your own decision.
Yeah. Yourself, you know? So after the lobola and everything, so I would not share. Even I'm very close with my sister. Okay. But this time around, I protected because I wanted to. Yes,
you want to protect him and the relationship.
I'm in love with this person. I'm believing things will change. So I never said a thing. But I remember one day my parents came through the side. We had a revival. So my dad took me. I remember we were sitting in a small corner. And he just sat with me. And he was like, Righteous, I know you love things. The wedding is already planned. I've planned, I'm waiting for that day. I got married on a Friday.
Yeah.
So he's like, you want to do the boat. You want to do all of these fancy things. I know people who did this. And within 3 months, the marriage just collapsed.
Sure.
And I feel like this would be a disgrace.
Sure.
I was like, Papa, wait, I'm a prayerful woman. You don't want to trust yourself. That you are you're an intercessor. You can whatever. Yeah. So the second,
and this was the second time he says this.
Yeah. No. That first time I don't count. So that one was just when the introduction. Yeah. They both spoke with my mother. So this is the first.
Okay.
The second he called and he was like, how are things? I'm like, things are going well.
But where is your dad picking all of this up from?
I don't know. I don't know. And hence I'm like, what happened to me? Okay, I'm stubborn and I'm working on that. So my siblings will say, when she wants something, she's a go-getter. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so the second time he called, is like, how are the preparations? And I'm like, they're all going well. All is fine. Yeah. And he's like, oh, okay. I don't know, but I just feel like you are...
Maybe he was praying behind the scenes.
Yeah, maybe God was showing him, But the last time is what hits me so badly, that even now I've been praying that the man who comes and I feel like I like him, I have to send him to have the word with him first. Yeah. The last time he said, okay, my child, if that's what you want, go try. But if it doesn't work, come back home. You see how hard, how strong those words are. I mean, an obedient child should have been like, why is my dad saying this? But girl, she was happy.
But then now, looking back, how important is it to listen? Because what you're sharing now with me, my dad said the same thing to me as well, with my broken engagement. So, but I mean, we don't listen. We still continue because we're so in love. Like, I want this guy, I can make it work. But then I just want you, for people that are listening and maybe they are being warned about the men they are dating or the men they're about to marry. How important is it to listen to your parents about, relationships and the men or women you're about to marry?
Marriage is a lifetime commitment. No matter how uneducated, how old our parents are, there's one thing I've learned. They are experienced. Very experienced. You might look at them as those people who knows nothing. You've got a degree, a master's. They don't have that. But they will never mislead you. And one thing that you should know about parents, they love you more than any other thing. Yes. And they've got your best interest at heart. They will never mislead you. They want to see us happy. So my parents could see that whatever I'm rushing to, I'm running to, it's not gonna work, and at the end of the day, it will break me. So it's important to listen to our parents because they love you. And I mean, parents will not say, leave that girl. It's different. With me, my parents knew that it's not going to work.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I mean, they gave me 100% support. My dad even went to hire the motorbikes. He paid 10 grand for just an hour.
Sure.
And my mother kept saying, but why are you spending so much money while you know? I mean, they were just fighting at home about all of this because for now they knew I'm coming back.
Yeah.
But they still went on doing all this things.
But I, you know, listening to you, I'm thinking that they have to.
Yeah.
This is their daughter, you know, they want to do it.
Child.
And what if it had worked out and they had not given you the support that they had to as parents? You probably would have resented them for not doing their job.
Yeah.
So they're probably trying to cover their tracks in case this thing works out. You know, we've done our part as parents, you know. Yeah.
And I think it's a lesson to many parents out there that advise your kids, but don't neglect them. I mean, you must also give them the opportunity to do what, I mean, imagine if I left, probably I'll blame, what if it worked? You know, we always have that, what if it worked? So you want to try.
You were going to blame them, yeah.
You want to try yourself, but they should not stop you.
Okay.
They should advise you. So you on the other end, learn to know that your parent loves you. And I felt and I saw it when I was going through hardship, you know, when I started to lose weight when I was in that marriage, when the abuse was so bad. I mean, I lost from 67 kgs, driving now, kg to 45.
What?
I looked so sick. I remember one day, we visited home and my grandmother, I went to the loo outside. My grandmother asked my sister, she's like, are you sure your sister is not sick?
Sure. That's how bad it was.
Yeah. Like she thought I'm HIV positive. And I remember in Guyana, where my mother is from, they were all saying that my husband left because I'm HIV positive.
Sure.
So you couldn't stand me. You know, the way I looked.
It was bad.
It was very bad. I mean, even if I apply makeup, it was just so bad.
So, but then I want you to, so you get married to this guy.
Yeah, we get married.
And, you know, it's a beautiful wedding.
For honeymoon.
Yes. So how I listened to your story and you talk about how things were so bad at your honeymoon. Take us through that as well.
I don't know what happiness is in marriage. I don't know what it means to be happy when you marry somebody. I hear a lot of people say, marriage is beautiful, marriage is nice. After the wedding, we went to the honeymoon. I don't know. Instead of honeymoon stage for me, what I experienced was settlement. I think in settlement, that's where.
Sure.
And if you are crying, what am I supposed to do? So we get to Thailand. This man who waited for me the whole year doesn't desire me. He doesn't touch me. I'm wearing my lingerie. He just looks, you know when somebody looks at you like a stranger?
Sure.
What are you doing?
Okay,
He looks at me like he doesn't know me. And I'm like, this is evil spirits. There's something I never said in all of my videos, and God is bringing it to me right now. On our wedding day, it's important to pray for that day. There's something that happened on that day.
Okay.
Somebody came to offer money. You know that moment after your blessing ceremony?
Yeah.
When they say, come and give them a hug, bless them or something. Somebody came to offer them money. In the middle of our marriage, in the middle of the trials, I prayed, man. I'm like, God, what is happening? What happened? And then God showed me in my dream that somebody came to offer with money. And that money was sacrificed that the marriage should last only for 3 months.
What? So God is showing you this after?
Yeah.
After your wedding?
Yes, but it's in the middle, in June. Yeah. We got married in April. In June. So from April, the honeymoon is 7 days. We are fighting all the way. I mean, this man is not interested. If he's not tired, he's hungry. If he's not hungry, it's hot. he just wants nothing to do with me. You know, to the point where I decided that I will just go by his mood because he was so moody.
So now you have to adjust yourself to whatever mood he's in on that day.
Yes, you know. So I had to adjust so that I was tired. I would cry on my own in honeymoon. There's a night, that night, you know, when they say, when you have waited, there's something that happens. You find that you do not connect sexually with your partner.
Yeah.
So for me, when he didn't desire me like that, I thought probably it's one of those things. I ended up having to send him a text when we were there.
And he was there in the room with you?
I was so ready. So I thought, probably it's not enjoying. It's something is not right there.
Yeah.
I sent him a text. I'm like, is there anything wrong? Why is it? You know, you couldn't even cuddle. You couldn't do anything. We were sleeping like strangers, like we don't know each other. And I sent him a text that day. It was around 10 p.m. You know, he woke up very angry. He left the room. He went. Just because I asked.
And you're doing this through a text and he's right there with you.
Yeah, I woke up and he shouted, why is it that I don't appreciate? He's tired. How do you get tired while we are in our honeymoon, you know? And he came back. I'm like, Righteous, just calm down. Stop nagging, you know? Just let it be. Just leave, you know? So I had to adjust and leave as each day came. I couldn't wait to go home. I couldn't wait to go home.
But isn't I feel like a lot of women do that. You know, when this man that we love so much doesn't desire us anymore or doesn't want us anymore, we try now to fit in. We try to adjust ourselves so much so that he gives us the love that we long for. And in that, like, what do you think about that? Because it's something that you did as well. Like, you tried as well, you know, to adjust yourself, to tell yourself that I'm nagging. You're probably not even nagging. You're a woman, you're at your honeymoon, you want your man, obviously, you know, but then now you tell yourself you are nagging, you know, and I feel like a lot of us do that because we're trying so much to make this thing work.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I think God had to pursue me to speak my story. Because there are a lot and lots of women out there who are going through the same thing, but they are scared. They feel like they are on the wrong side. What happens when you are abused, you end up believing that you are the problem. Wrong. Yeah. You know, those words end up building up in you, and you start believing them. Yeah. Which is wrong. You know, I didn't know. I was young, but I've learned. I'm better. I'm not the person I was in 2017. You know, I know what to take and what not to take. I know what to beg for and what not to beg. You know, because I've learned. You know, hence I'm teaching through my experience. Yes. So people shouldn't be like me and beg a lot. I begged, man. You know, I've never begged God like that.
So you were begging a man.
You know, I'll do anything to make him see that I'm here. I'm going nowhere. I mean, I always say, I don't know, like I always say, I don't know, maybe it's because of the background, because I was scared that if my husband didn't leave, maybe I wouldn't have left, which is so wrong because I would have died there and I could see that this is not going anywhere. Sure. But I'm grateful that God loved me so much, you know, that he pushed him to leave me. That day I was so happy. I'm telling you, sis, that day I worshipped God.
Because you didn't have the strength to do it yourself.
That I would get my life back. So in June, when I saw that dream, let me tell you about the dream. That somebody came to offer money. And in my dream, I saw 100 rand, right? Then everything happened. The marriage was a mess until my husband left 5 months later in September. After he left, October, I remember one day at work, there's a girl who fell. I felt in my spirit that I need to pray for this. So I invited her to my house. I'm like, I want to pray with you. So we went to my house. We started praying. She was demon possessed for the first time, you know. And by then I'm still weak. I don't know what was I trying to do there. Maybe God was trying to show me that let the weak say I'm strong. I prayed for that girl. That was for the first time. My first attempt to pray for a demon possessed. That day.
In your house, no hand. Like you're not scared.
Like snakes. That day. We prayed. I remember I was with my girl Andrina and her friend. Yeah. And so God delivered. The demons manifested. Yeah. Then I was expecting my sister to come to visit one of the twins. Yeah. So in the evening, I'm like, let's watch the the wedding video.
Yeah.
Because remember, we just broke up, the two of us.
Yeah.
I was hoping that we're still gonna fix things.
Yeah.
I was still in denial in October.
Yeah.
You know? So, and we were watching, as we are watching, I've watched my wedding video, I don't know how many times.
Yeah.
But on that day specifically, that's when I believe that I was not at the right, I was in another state.
Yeah.
After praying for that girl.
Yeah.
I was in my own heavenly world.
Yeah.
As I was watching, boom, I see this old man coming to offer. Right?
Yeah.
He offers money. I see coins, right?
Yeah.
Then he came closer to me. He spread the moti. What is it? What is moti?
So you were able to see all of that
I was
on
able
your...
to see. And I'm like, here's the dream. I saw this in my dream. So you could see that he is, you know, when somebody is
throwing stuff.
Throwing stuff there. I could see like salt. It was so white. You know, I was like, wow, God, you love me.
Sure.
Thank you. You know, I'm like, oh, okay, the devil was trying, but he failed. You know, he's a liar. That actually gave me hope that now that we have sinned, at least I can pray, you know,
and fix this.
And fix this.
Yeah.
But then we were no longer speaking with this guy. And
so you guys had separated already when you watched the video.
Yes. But I started to pray on my own, and but I had no support. Remember my parents saw before. I mean, even if God was to fix it, it was unfixable. It was unfixable. So hence I was saying that people, when you plan for these wedding things, pray about it.
Yeah.
Pray for the gifts, because I mean, not everybody who's coming to celebrate with you is there to celebrate with you.
Yeah.
Some are there to destroy.
Yeah.
So it's important, but not that I'm worshiping. I'm saying that those are the things that broke my marriage. It was never gonna work. I see.
Even before.
Yes. It was not,
because I mean, you started to
ordained.
see signs even before you got married, and that actually happened on the day of your wedding, right? So the signs that this might not work were already there.
There were red flags. I mean, before I even got married, I got sick with low blood pressure.
Do you think God was trying to knock on your door to say, listen here, this is not the one?
I'm guilty. I didn't pay attention.
Yeah.
The book of Job 13 says God speak sometimes through dreams, but people don't pay attention.
Yeah.
You know, when you are focused on something, that's where we fell. Whenever you are focused on something, and if you want, I mean, I'm that person that when I'm focused on something, I make sure that I push.
I once read somewhere this person was saying that don't be a fool in love, because most of us as women, that's what we do. Like, we go in there, we are so in love, we become so blind to all the red flags, and God does allow situations to come up that will actually warn us to say, listen, I'm saying this is not what you're supposed to go into. But then because we're so in love, like with you as well, red signs were there, everything was there, but you were so in love and you really wanted to get married. So tell me, so you get married to him, you go to your honeymoon, which was very bad according to what you said, and you come back. How are things when you come back from your honeymoon?
So when we get back, on our way from the hotel to the airport, I said something. I'm like, we can't behave the way we are behaving here. We go home. They're kids. I love the kids. Shame. I did. And if they're watching this, you should know that I did. And I can be emotional when it comes to them. Yeah. So I said, we need to give them hope. Yeah. We can't, you and their mother failed. We have to give them hope.
Was he married before?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, they just had kids.
Okay.
Yeah. So I said, and I don't know, when it comes to kids, you just trigger something, you know? And that moment he started shouting, insulted me, you know, like all those hurtful words. I cried. Gucci, what is wrong that I've said? I'm protecting the people that you love, and the people that I'm also trying to protect are the people that you love. Yeah. You know? So, hey, bruh, I know what it means to fly for 14 hours without talking to your partner. all the way from Thailand till the OR Tambo without talking. He could, like, when I was crying, he didn't care. Like, to ask, are you okay? What is wrong? Nothing. And we got to the airport. The first 2 days in his house without talking. We just got married. I'm getting to your house for the first time.
How did you feel?
2 different places. This is not my first time in your house. I'm from that side of the world. You are from this side of the world. I know nobody. But hey, the kids, man, the welcome I got from the kids, it comforted me because they were so welcoming, warm. Kids are beautiful. And yeah, I could see that this is real. And you can't tell anybody. Who do you tell? Your parents told you that.
This is not going to work.
Hey.
Now you can't even go back to them.
Hey. This is so funny. So yeah, I had to sneak and speak to my father-in-law, tell him that I'm facing. I had no choice because
things were bad.
Things were bad. It's now 9 days or 10 days, and I see that it's going down.
10 days after you got married and things are bad, and you have to start involving your parents.
You see? Yeah, I felt like a spoiled brat.
But it had to be
done.
done.
I was labeled like that, but
by him.
Yeah, I'm spoiled. But I had no choice. I'm this happy person. I want that environment. But if you get to somebody's house and they don't speak to you, you don't know whether you are needed there or not. You know. So a lot of things happened. I've shared it on my channel, the whole full story, because this is long. I mean, from day one to the last day, I've shared all the pains.
So when you spoke to his father, how did that help with the situation?
They called us for a meeting.
Okay.
They sat us down and they tried to reprimand. But listen, before we got married, my husband said he was tired. He used to say he's tired. Tired
of what?
Yeah, he did say he's tired of me.
Before you got
married. I want to, like, now when I think back, he was tired before. After the engagement, this man got tired. And when we sat in that meeting, the parents were asking, what is wrong? He's like, I'm tired. What? She talks too much. Didn't you know?
Yeah,
Didn't you know that this girl talks too much? He just found out, maybe in the honeymoon. I just became extra. You know, like I just went, you know, I don't understand. I don't know.
But I mean, that's obviously how you were when you met him. And
I mean,
this
person knew me since I was 14 and we've been close.
Because you know what I've learned is that when a man does not want you anymore, he will come up with every reason. He will look for anything, to discredit you. He will look for anything to say, I don't want to marry her because of 1, 2, 3. And those things, it's not a surprise to him. He knows you're a bubbly person. He knows you're a loud person. And now all of that is being used against you.
Yeah, I remember this, and he's like, he's tired. And the mother was like, what are you tired of? She talks too much. He's like, didn't you know? So he was tired. And that was, I mean, when we separated, that was one word you said on the email. I'm tired.
Sure.
I can't do this anymore.
Okay.
And now I started to interpret that word.
Everything. I'm tired.
This man is tired. I need to let him be because he'll kill me. Now it was getting violent. So I could feel like if I don't leave, it would now, I would go home with.
So when you say violent, was there now abuse in the marriage?
Yeah, like this time when he put me in the shower, I think that is when my mind, I'm cold-blooded naturally, and he knows that. So I took him on a holiday. I was trying to rekindle our relationship.
Yeah.
So that weekend was a mess. We fought the whole weekend, and
this is now a holiday that you took him.
In September. That's when our marriage ended. It ended in that holiday.
Yeah.
So we go to a shower. It was on a Sunday while going back. So we were showering together. So he just decides to switch on the cold water and the hot water and switch on the cold water.
He switched off the hot water,
Yes.
switches on the cold water.
Yeah. And he hold me. He puts me there in the shower.
My goodness.
I'm cold-blooded. I'm suffocating. That day, like I was crying. Like, now I'm suffocating. I'm crying for help. The next thing he leaves, I'm crying.
He loves.
He laughs. I'm like, what? He's like, I was just joking that day. I'm like, what kind of a joke? How do you joke with my life? The next thing, he locks me in the car. And he got angry. He left for almost 30 minutes. It's hot. How do you lock me in the car? And when I opened the car, the siren was ringing. People now are looking at me.
Oh my goodness.
Because they saw us fighting in the breakfast room. He left me there shouting. And now, so I became so stupid that weekend, I'm like, but why? That's where I saw that and he even told me we were playing a game. I was like, why did you marry me? Hoping to hear some good news, And it was like, you were desperate.
Oh.
It's not right. Is that the reason you're ill-treating me, So then I put all of this together and I was like, Righteous, you need to find yourself, because before this man came in your life, you had a life. People will laugh, but at least you'd have your life. If this does not work, stop forcing. Otherwise,
okay. So we need to wrap this up, and I want to know, what was the last straw? I know that he was the one who actually walked away, but what made you let it go?
Yeah, after that weekend, you pay your money. You.
So you took him on the holiday, yeah.
I paid. I took leave. I went to him. This man came to me twice. We were in a long distance marriage. I stay in Joburg, I stay home. So I used to travel
all the time to him.
So I could see that.
Would he travel to you?
He only came twice.
The whole time you were married, he only came twice.
When he gets here, he's not talking to me. And you ask yourself, why drive 450 kilometers to come and behave the way you are behaving, So it was just a lot of things that happened that I couldn't take anymore. And I had to put myself first. So I was like, after that holiday, I felt like I've tried.
Yeah.
I've prayed.
Yeah.
I've showed my love for him.
Yeah.
But he's ungrateful.
Yeah.
And if he decides that he's done, then let it be. That was the holiday gave me courage to say, I've shown you everything. I've done my best to invest in this. Yeah. But I see that you do not appreciate and acknowledge this is it.
Sure. What are your lessons from everything that you've been through?
Age is just a number.
Yeah.
I was pressured by 30. I felt like 30. I looked at myself and saw this old woman, this picture that I saw. People look at you as like, when you are 30, you're this granny. Yeah. I mean, 30 then and 30 now is a total. I mean, look at me, I'm 33. But
and you look good. Yes.
So age is just a number. Don't allow people to pressurize you into getting. It's better to marry late than marrying wrong.
Yes.
That's
because profound.
It's a lifetime commitment. Yeah. You don't want to live each day praying for death of your partner. People I'm fixing.
Was that how you felt? Like, did you ever get to that point?
Accident. At least we die together. Sure. So we don't divorce. Some people I'm fixing, they say they came to a point where they pray that their men can just have an accident.
Because I think I was talking to someone that, marriage, especially when you're married to the wrong partner, it pushes you to a point where you feel like you are so evil because you have these evil thoughts, you do evil things. And was it the same for you as well?
I never got to that.
Thank God.
Yeah, I never got to wanting him to die. I was still praying for him to change. And I was hoping for a change to get to that man I fell in love with, I never got to that, but a lot of people I know do, because they always, now that I'm doing this fixed thing, they would tell me that, I just wish he can be in an accident or get bumped by a car or whatever, So you become evil not because you are evil.
Yeah.
Hence, I normally say, don't allow people to change you. You see, I would be bitter from my experience. I mean, that experience was painful. This man took me to the altar, and next thing, after 5 months, he embarrassed me like that, and start saying I'm controlling, I'm disrespectful, I hate the kids, I'm all of that, and such allegations that are not true. So you should not get into things to please people. And one other lesson, listen to your parents, listen to the people you love. Somebody said that when you meet somebody, at least introduce them to someone who you trust the most. If you've got a father or a pastor, if you're a lady, introduce that person to that pastor. Let them ask him questions. They won't be in love. You are blind. When you're in love, you become so blind. You don't see the mistakes of the person because you just want what you want. But if you get help from somebody, they don't hate you. They want what's best for you. And one more thing, pray about it. Ask for God's direction. When you meet somebody, get God's confirmation. Pray fast. I know that most of the time, once we have decided this is what we want, even if we see the red flags, we will turn a blind eye. Don't turn a blind eye. I normally say it's better a failed engagement than a failed marriage.
Thank you.
To take out that ring, I had to explain after the 5 bridal showers what happened to the marriage. How do you start? How do you teach the girls? Look after yourself because God will reward you. Where was the reward? But the mistake is not God. It was me. I did not pay attention to what God was saying.
Sure, Righteous. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your story. And I hope that everybody that has watched this, they learn, we go through what we go through for others to learn and not repeat the same mistakes. So thank you so much. And we love the woman you are. And yes, we're very sad by what happened to you, but we thank God that you've come out of it. You're a strong woman now and you're sharing your story. And I believe that what we go through it's not just for us. God allows it. It might not be God that causes it to happen, but it is actually God who uses it now. He turns it around, to help other women. And that is what you are doing. That's why you also have a YouTube channel where you share your story, you talk about your experience, and not just for you to get famous, but I know you are doing it because you want to help other women that are coming after you. So thank you so much for being here with us today. May God bless you. May God increase you. May you grow and be a greater woman of God that God has called you for. Thank you so much for watching today, and I believe that you've been blessed. I believe that this story, it's not just a story, it's not just an experience, but it's a testimony of what God has done in her life and how God has managed to bring her out from everything that she's been through. Thank you so much for watching, and see you on our next episode.
Thank you.